Welcome to the Theater of Others podcast. My name is Adam Marple, and I'm the co-artistic director of the Theater of Others. With the COVID-19 pandemic forcing a shutdown and reevaluation of space and gathering, we at the Theater of Others are thinking about what stories we need and how best we can share them. We believe space is psychology, and it informs the way in which an audience interacts and reacts to what is presented to them. We create uniquely theatrical events in bespoke sensory performance spaces crafted to encourage curiosity and grant the audience permission to commune with the play. Now that space has moved online, how can we encourage interaction and action amongst an audience virtually? The Theater of Others produces plays that both welcome and challenge the audience. We are committed to international collaboration and are a laboratory that helps artists grow through intensive study of their craft. The Theater of Others creates a shared community of artists and audiences for the purpose of exploring the most profound issues of our lives and times. We believe the play watches the audience. The audience is necessary, and they are witness to what happens. And you get to be witness to us making that happen. The purpose of this podcast is to open up our process and let you in. We're peeling back the curtain, so to speak, and encouraging you to follow along, to ponder, prod, and question, to join us and criticize us if need be. Being a witness is no passive task, and it requires much from you. Are you up for the journey? On the podcast today from Melbourne, Australia, are co-artistic directors Budi Miller and myself in Cairo, Egypt. This podcast contains explicit language.
Hi, Adam.
Hi, Budi.
How you going?
I'm alive. There's birds chirping outside. It's a lovely morning.
That's the sound of I'm alive and there's birds chirping outside. I've got birds chirping. Well, actually, they're not chirping because it's raining.
Wow, that was a whole thing that you just went through where you gaslit your own self, just lied to everybody, screamed into the mic, and and nothing was accomplished. Nothing, that story went nowhere.
Welcome to 2024. Excuse this cough. I was told that I have the 100-day cough. Have you heard about this?
100 days of COVID? Is that what this is?
No, it's called a 100-day cough. That's what they're calling in the UK.
Okay.
And apparently that's what I got.
Sure. New disease.
I got the 100-day cough.
I think, you know what? I think just we as a species now are just going to cough. It's just going to be, we're all just going to cough from now on. This is just our life.
I don't want to cough. I don't like coughing. It's not good for my voice.
This is our life now.
See, it's already messing my voice up.
Good.
Already messed. What?
Maybe you'll stop doing that.
Oh my god. Okay, so we're probably going to be interrupted by a screaming dog because I'm dog sitting today.
You have other dogs there?
I'm dog sitting my dog.
Okay, well, it's not dog sitting, then that's just being a pet owner. You don't babysit your own child.
I babysit my child because Akshay's not here to tag team the parenting. He's at his sister's house. I'm a single parent. I'm a single parenting today.
You're not babysitting your baby. You're single parent. That's the difference.
I'm managing the child, and the thing is, it's usually fine, but it's raining, and he hates the rain.
He barks at every single raindrop.
He hates the rain. He loves swimming, but he hates the rain.
Yeah, because he can't swim in it. That's it's understandable.
I don't know what it is. He's always been like that since he was a little puppy. I remember the days when he was a little puppy. He would just stand at the door, look at us, and be like, "Make it stop."
Thanks, Obama.
Do you like my T-shirt?
Yeah, it's lovely. There's one more season of this show coming out, I think. But
Queer things.
But but when Stranger Things, but when it comes out, they're going to be like in their mid-20s. These kids, it's just taking so long to shoot this series.
Well, they're
Yeah.
gonna have to use AI.
No, no, they're not because there's a contract.
Oh yeah, those things.
Yeah,
People have those, don't
those
they?
things. Hopefully they do. Yeah.
How's Cairo?
I haven't even seen it yet. I've just been like inside, just kind of like getting by. Like I just got my apartment yesterday, so like I've seen Ale-
Yay!
I've seen
Jack, can we have
Alexandria,
some
and I
sound effects
explained
on
like
this
that.
part right here where Adam say I just got my apartment, then we're gonna have a big raucous ruckus of an uproar, a raucous. It's like rock and roll. That's it, Jack. We want rock and roll and a ruckus. Say it again. Say it again, Adam. Say it again.
I just got my apartment.
Yay!
What's gonna be funny is that there's nothing here.
Oh my God.
Jack
That you know
says
what it's gonna
no.
be? It's gonna be shade. It's gonna be shade.
It's just gonna be
But
silence. He'll
he's not
put
even
crickets
listening
here.
right
Yeah,
now.
that's true.
He's caring for
He's in the
his
country.
tricks, and he's turning
He's in the
tricks
country.
in the country.
Burning your
Oh my
bridges.
God! Oh my God! So how has your goals for life change been coming along?
Good. I've protected my mornings. It's been really lovely. I did not yesterday. Yes, when we're recording this, it's the 2nd of January. And
Hmm.
yesterday I spent all day recovering from New Year's Eve. So,
What you
but yeah,
do? What you do that you
oof,
need to recover from?
oof. The alcohol here is very, very, very bad. Um,
Oh,
yeah. So we had some drinks that we made with some vodka that I didn't see what the vodka looked like. I would never have drank it if I saw what this bottle was. Oh, it was very, very, very bad. Um,
bad
I
as
have
Adak.
not felt worse. I have not felt this bad, this hungover in like years. And remember, I went to tequila last year. I spent all day drinking tequila all day long in Tequila, Mexico. And the next day was like, I'm good. Let's go for a run. But oof, it took me till about 5 p.m. yesterday to actually get out of bed and
Ugh,
operate. It was awful.
ugh.
Um, but otherwise, my mornings are taken care of. I am my meditation and my morning pages and my Duolingo and my Niken, and
What's a
then I pick
Nikon?
up my phone. I didn't talk about this last time.
You talking about the camera, the Nikon, the camera?
No, no, no. This is a Japanese term as well. It's called Niken, and it's not a gratitude practice, though it is supposed to help with
Oh
this.
yes.
So you say, "What have I been given? What have I given? And who have I been a burden on today?" And it just is a way of kind of checking in and taking stock, and
Who
it's
were
good.
you a burden on yesterday?
Farida, good lord, she took care of me. She put a wet towel on my head. It was lovely to have somebody there to take care of you. That was for sure. That's
I had the exact opposite New Year. Actually, I was in bed at 11:30,
well, yeah.
and but the funny thing is, I was in bed by 11:50, and
You
then we both went
know,
to sleep.
unless you're at a party, it's just another day. Really, there's no need to like. Nothing changes. You don't turn into a pumpkin or not turn into a pumpkin at midnight. So it's just another day. This is why I'm saying there's no point having resolutions starting on January 1st. January 1st could be every day, you know?
Well, my I yesterday I had yesterday was the first for me,
Yes.
and I had my yoga session. It was my second yoga session. I started before the year,
Good.
and because the first time I did it, I was like, oh my God. The next day, I was so sore.
Of course. Yeah.
So sore. But what was really great is because you know how much of a yogi I was. So I
Hmm.
know the practice so deeply, but I realized that like for such a long time my yoga practice was in competition with myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like just always wanting to like go deeper, go stronger, go longer, be more flexible. And this time around, it's been quite interesting because I get to enter the work with essentially a beginner body,
Mm. Yeah.
right? So, but I know the practice deeply, but I get to enter it with a beginner's body. So
Mm-hmm.
I literally do what would a beginner going into Ashtanga practice would do is the sun salutations, the sun salutation um, A, and then sun salutation B. And when you're a beginner, you do 10 rounds of each section. When you are like a full on Mysore practicing yogi, it's 5 rounds of each, and then you go you continue with the rest of the practice. So me being essentially a beginner body again, like just getting to the end of that second section
Mm-hmm.
of 10 rounds of sun salutations, I am like panting, sweating, screaming, and
Mm-hmm.
flexible, really flexible. That's one thing that's been really great is my flexibility.
Hasn't
Uh,
disappeared.
yeah, it hasn't disappeared. It's that's
Yeah.
a muscle memory that is so deeply embedded in these particular
S-
muscle groupings
Yeah.
for these exercises. So once I
Same.
start like moving, the body just goes, "Oh yeah, we know the length in here. We know where
Oh,
the
I
twists
remember
are."
this. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's been really good. And I've been taking
Isn't
it into
isn't
the
the,
bath.
oh, that's nice. Isn't it nice how the body remembers? It's just the mind that has the problem, that has the speed bump. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a real great mindfulness practice, actually, because when the I found that as the body starts to feel a little bit more fatigued is when the mind starts to want to take over. And
Mm-hmm.
so because I've taken on the decision to be a beginner again, I go really slow and I pause and I reconnect. I refocus myself because when I was a big yogi, like I could just go fast.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was a lot of disassociation with the actual movement practice.
Mm.
So there's been a gift given. It's like because I have a 50-year-old beginner body, which I'm really
Mm-hmm.
excited about. So that was good. So it's really good. So in my meditation and prayer and baths have accompanied this, and yeah, and I find that just in these few days that I've been a lot more um alert with my eating practice.
Mm.
I'm reading a really good book, a dietitian book. What's the name of this book? Oh, I should share it with everyone. It's really good. It starts off with the science and then it goes into the foods. But what's great about it is the foods are like I pretty much eat all the right foods, and it's essentially about the brain. So
Mm.
it's called How to Build a Healthy Brain. So
Nice.
it's dietitian book, but it's about the brain. It's about
Mm.
getting enough nutrients for the brain, which is something that, as you know, I'm really serious about. You know, because Alzheimer's runs in my family. You know, my grandmother died of
Mm.
Alzheimer's, so I'm at an age where I really need to keep that plasticity, baby.
Mm-hmm.
We need to keep that brain juicy.
Omega 3s and blueberries.
Omega 3s, blueberries, all the berries actually,
All the
strawberries,
berries. Yeah.
boysenberries, berries, omega 3s, vitamin D,
Mm-hmm.
y'all. Vitamin D.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Listen to y'all queens out there. You know what I'm talking about, vitamin D. I'm talking about the real vitamin D from the sun. From the sun.
You know, I want to plug something, and I would love for them to be a sponsor for us.
Ooh,
You see every other like YouTuber and podcaster out there talking about AG1.
what's that?
So AG1 is this greens. You saw me drinking it in Melbourne. I'd pour the little
Oh
thing in the,
yes, 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 yes.
and
Leafy
it's
greens is
all the
another one. Yes, yes. Leafy
yeah,
greens.
it's all the nutrients you need for the day. And like I said, every single podcaster and YouTuber out there is sponsoring it, and I want them to sponsor us as well. But what they also give you is a year supply of vitamin D3 and K2, and you just do a little drop on your tongue every single day, and that's your daily need for vitamin D3. I mean, obviously go out
How
into
long
the
have you been doing?
sun.
How long have you been doing it?
I started doing it when I went back to Georgia this summer, so it was what,
Oh,
June or July? Yeah.
and how do you feel? Do
I
you
ran
feel
it.
different?
I do. Well, I know I don't have the packets anymore because they don't deliver to Cairo, and I ran out of them once I left Georgia. So I definitely notice a difference between when I was taking them and when I wasn't taking them. So I definitely want to try to figure out how to do that again. But like this is it's one of the things where like you can't necessarily tell if you have changed until you don't do it anymore. So there was like a 2 week period where I didn't take it, and I just felt sluggish and kind of down in the mood. So whether it's
Mm-hmm.
placebo or whether it's real, I'm taking it, and
Well, you know Janet
welcoming the
Jackson. She
change
say,
back.
"You don't know what you lost until it's gone." Okay, you don't know what you
That's
lost
right.
until it's gone. Oh, grrr.
That's right. Philosopher Janet Jackson, who
Well,
knows? She knows.
Miss Janet. She don't because she don't play.
Mm-mm.
She
She
don't
does
play.
not play. She doesn't know how to play.
Have you seen some of the old school video concerts where she's like having sex with her like fans? Not like having sex, but she sits them on the on the chair and she full on grinds, kisses, licks as up and down, and the guys are like, "Ah, ah, ah." And I was just thinking,
Nope, I've not seen that.
wow, we don't do that anymore.
I'm pretty sure there's people that are still doing that, but
Wouldn't there be like a Me Too kind of thing of like Janet Jackson raped me on stage? I didn't give consent.
yeah, maybe I don't know. I don't know. It's a very different time than when Madonna released that sex book, and
You know, I got my
little Kim
copy. I
was.
still have my copy.
Of course you do.
Trust.
Of course you do. Of course you do. But that book's not going to be released now.
It could be, but not
In a
under the
very
yeah,
no,
not under the auspice of pop.
no, of course not. It'll be a special Taschen book release from some small printing house, very gold bound, whatever, and yeah,
So, but things change, Adam. You know, it's like you
of
got to
course you do.
move with you have to move with the change. Like pop has to, even though pop changes, you can still take on the accolades and the what you've learned from your ancestors, from your elders,
Exactly. Yes.
right?
Hmm.
I mean, like theater, for example. Like,
For example,
what's the point?
really, it's true. Yeah, that's something
I
that
gave you some
is.
low hanging fruit. I gave you some
You
low
did.
dangling fruit.
I appreciate it. I love it. I can feel it coming. I can hear it coming. But it's great to just be like to
You can
just
feel it
have
coming.
it
Do I change my vibe? Do I have a different vibe?
a little bit, but I don't know if it's noticeable to everybody, but I know because I know what the topic is. So I like, oh, here it comes. Here it comes. I see. He's winding up. Yep.
What are we talking about today, Adam Marple?
What's the point of theater? No, that's not it. But it is kind of the question is like, well, what does theater need to do
Literally.
now?
Yeah,
Literally, I mean,
well,
from the
yeah.
from the second that we started this podcast, this has been a question that we've been asking. But it's a great way to start the year of asking the question of like, what is it we're doing? What is it that theater can do that nothing else can do, and what should it be doing? I mean, if we have said from the very beginning podcast that we're not competing with television or film, and now AI exists, and a lot of times we're preaching to the choir, like, well, what is it that theater can do? What is it that theater should be doing? Why is it that we're not doing that? And how do we set ourselves up to take advantage of this thing that is very unique in its structure and its outline?
Well, it's interesting because I was upgrading my CV and I was putting bright lights burning in our whole COP 28 project, and I was like,
Mm.
"Is this theater?" And I actually put it
Right.
under performance art. I put it under my performance art section because I felt like, because essentially the all of the performance venues weren't n- traditional theater spaces or traditional
Right.
theater audiences.
Right.
So and so like in this conversation, yes it was theater,
Mm-hmm.
but if I put it into performance art, it opens up a conversation around what was that piece. Okay, your theater
Yeah.
company did some performance art. What is that? And so then I was like, well, that actually puts it into a space where we can have a conversation around it, as
Mm.
opposed to, oh, that's just another show you did. Because when
Yeah.
people read bios and CVs and resumes, they go, oh, they look for, okay, what directors you work with. Okay, it's theater. It's theater. I don't know the show, but okay, I know the director.
Mm.
I know. Okay, I can see the project. But then it's like, but it's bigger. Like it was bigger than
Yeah.
a theater
Yeah.
performance. So
Yeah.
I felt like just for the space of conversation to put it into the performance art part of my work, because I love doing performance art, and it felt more like performance art, especially when we were in the museum. I felt, because I love performing in museums, so it's like,
Yeah.
oh, we're in performance art world. I've been there, done that. This is what I love. This is what I love. This is what I love. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, we had some lightning,
It's
so
it's
Obama's
raining.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's after the lightning.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
so then basically, okay, so before we continue this conversation, I think we need to revisit a definition of theater. What is theater? Let's ask Miriam first. Miriam, ask Miriam first.
Oh
What
no,
is
no.
Miriam?
I'm going to
What does
disagree
Miriam
with
say?
this.
Come on.
That's the thing is I'm going to disagree with with this definition, and that's why I'm
Well,
saying
I
we need
love that you're
to.
disagreeing with the dictionary, because now you can understand why I disagree with the dictionary.
Because we need to redefine it. This is okay. So
Yeah,
theater.
that's very interesting. I seem to be having these same kinds of conversations with you at other podcasts about redefining words and definitions. Just because Merriam-Webster says it doesn't mean that's what it is. Okay, continue. I'm sorry, Adam. Go ahead.
Except
Continue. No, 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 no. Go. Please read the definition.
okay, I will read the definition that has been given historically. Not that I have an opinion personal about, because it just disagrees with my current worldview and outset. But I'll read you the definition
Whoa, that
as
was weighted.
Merriam-Webster said.
Wow, that was weighted.
It is
Woo.
weighted. It is absolutely weighted because you just make some things up because it makes sense for this moment right
Oh,
now.
hold on. Oh, hold on a second. Ooh, you're turning red. Look at you turn red. You could have beat
Yeah.
red. Adam, you're red. I made you turn
When
red.
I laugh, I turn red. Yeah, when I
You're
laugh,
on
I turn
red.
red.
Adam's on red.
Better than ghosting, I guess. I don't know. All right, here's your
Well,
definition.
don't start. Don't start with me.
Okay. So now here's the thing, and this is also a big deal. I mean, it's not a big deal, but like theater theater re.
Oh, well, you know how we feel about that.
I do know how you feel about that, but it is the first thing
How
that will
does
pop
how
up
does
is an
Miss
e.
Miriam feel about it? How does Miss Miriam feel about it?
They're two completely separate entries.
Oh, what she say? What she say?
Do you want the er? Do you want the re?
I prefer RE at the moment, just because I'm thinking theater, not the building. I'm thinking the actual art of theater.
Well, the funny thing
Oh, what she
is
say? What she say?
it immediately takes you to er. There's no re.
Can we go to Oxford then?
There is no. All right, let's try Oxford.
Wow, Miss Miriam. See, Miss Miriam, she trying me.
And this may be a colonial hangover of how things are spelled,
Oh, colonial hangover. I
but
love that, because Lord knows I'm a permanent colonial hangover. Oh, I need Akshay to massage my head and give me some Panadol.
what is this? This is a crappy dictionary. Okay,
That's how you get over a
means
colonial hangover, Adam. Get a head massage and Panadol. Did Miss Miriam
Okay.
kill Oxford?
Oxford is a subscription-based thing now, so I won't be using that. Um,
Shade, Miss Oxford, wanting to get
exactly,
paid. Uh-uh.
exactly. I can go to Cambridge though. Is that okay if we go
Okay,
Cambridge
what does Miss
Dictionary?
Cambridge say?
Oof, I hate this
Oh
as
no.
well.
Oh no.
A a building, room, or outside structure with rows of seats, each row usually higher than the one in front, from which people can watch a performance or other activity. No,
And that's it?
no, that's it.
Is that it?
Uh, sorry. Scroll down 3 times. The writing or performance of plays, opera, etc., written to be performed in public. No,
Is that it?
no. Well, it's not accepting my ad blocker, so now I've got to. Basically, behavior that
Wow.
is not since. Oh, this is even worse. Behavior that is not sincere and is intended just to produce a particular affect. I don't agree with any of
Not
these definitions of behavior.
sincere? How very dare you, Miss Cambridge?
I don't agree with any of these definitions.
Not sincere? Oh, how
Yeah.
very dare you? I'm
So
feeling
okay,
attacked.
let's go back to Miriam. Um,
What
again,
does
number
Miriam
one,
say?
a building or or area for dramatic performances, a building or area for showing motion pictures, an outdoor structure for dramatic performances or spectacles in ancient Greece and Rome. Dramatic literature, dramatic representation as an art or profession, a place or sphere of enactment or of usually significant events or action, a place rising by steps or gradations, a room often with rising tiers of seats for assemblies, as for lectures or surgical demonstrations, a dramatic or theater quality or effectiveness, spectacle, entertainment in the form of dramatic or diverting situation or series of events.
I hate these people.
And their ass faces.
And their ass faces. I'm going home to bite my pillow.
Amen. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So okay, so like I said, we've got to define it because clearly no one knows what it is.
You know
Well,
what
at
it
least
didn't
they
say
don't know.
anywhere in you know what it didn't say anywhere in there?
Ritual.
Live, ritual.
Yeah. Yeah.
It didn't say any community,
Yeah.
audience. It didn't talk about
Yeah.
any of the things that are like the defining things that we think of as theater.
Well,
So
that
we've got a
are the
definition
origins
problem.
of theater.
We've got a definition
Then,
problem.
so can you look up the etymology that they have for the word?
Of course, it comes from theatron, which is Greek,
Uh-huh.
meaning the seeing place. The seeing place. So again, it
Uh-huh.
comes from that's the thing is it comes from etymologically a building, the place where you see things. It has nothing to do with except for the fact that you need somebody to see, you need somebody doing the seeing, and you need a place where that's happening. So that's that's the Peter Brook. You need an actor, an audience, and a space to perform that in. That's where it comes from. So
But what are they?
theatron,
But
theater.
but see, the other thing is like, then what is the seeing place? What are they seeing? What are they actually seeing at the place? Because then we start
Who is
dealing
doing the
with,
seeing?
well, and what are they seeing?
Yeah.
Because we're talking about the self seeing the self when we talk about taksu, when we talk about Asian practices, right? We talk about Sanskrit and the definition of self, which is Brahma,
Hmm.
the Atman, the Almighty God, the soul, right? So isn't that what we're going to see? I mean, that's what I'm
Well,
going to see.
not according to Merriam-Webster. This is a place with tiered seating that you can go and watch dramatic
And this
literature.
is why I don't work in institutions. But that also shows why institutions hire architects to build theater spaces, because
Well,
this is
yeah,
what they believe
exactly.
to be theater.
Yeah, exactly. So, what does it need to be doing?
S- Well, what is it? What is it,
It's
Adam?
not
What is
that.
what
It's
is
not a
it?
building. It's not a
Okay,
building.
okay. What is it?
It's not dramatic literature either.
Okay, what is it?
It is a live based event where a stranger watches another stranger do something outside of the realm of, I don't want to say that, not outside the realm of the real, but I usually say what a stranger watches another stranger do something strange. It is that in this context of being watched, it is not uh, normal. So it is different behavior than what would normally be happening. So either enacting a character is not a normal behavior in what would normally be happening, or saying lines that are not yours, that are not your lines, is not normal behavior in terms of what that is. So there's something that is happening that is otherworldly, that we have stepped into a threshold of something where it is not the real that is happening. Even if there is realness happening on stage, even if there are like water is dripping, we are watching paint dry. It is put into a context where it is seen as not real. We are watching the not real. We, the audience, are watching somebody, the performer, do something not real, so that we can experience the real in ourselves, that we can experience the real in our lives, whether that be a recognition of time or space or emotion, or, as you said before, seeing oneself. That would be closer to my definition.
So live. So I want to add on to that. So it's live performance.
Has to be live. Has to be, yes,
Has to be
absolutely.
live. That's not real.
That is not that in the context. Yes, around it. There's something around it. There's quotations around everything that's happening that says this is not real, and we know that it's not real.
And through the transference of human energy, does a human have to be involved?
Absolutely. Yes.
So it's live performance that's not real through the transference of human energy, a story is experienced. Not told, but
Hmm.
experienced because, there are many ways to tell a story, but a story can be told just by representation.
Hmm. Hmm. I play this game with my students at the beginning of every semester where um, I say, like, okay, we're gonna go anti-postmodern for a minute. We're actually gonna make it this hierarchical. Like, let's rate what you need for an event of theater to take place. Let's just, I mean, like, this is all just a game. This isn't, real life or whatever. But, like, what do you need first and foremost? You cannot move forward unless you have this thing. Well, you've got to have time,
People.
and you got to have, well, before you even have, no, again, go back even further than that. You got to have time, and you've got to have space.
Yes,
So
of
now the
course.
question, so now the question becomes: can theater happen without an audience, or can theater happen without an actor? And my argument has always been theater can happen with an audience without an actor there, because, as you just said, story can be experienced if you're just sitting amongst people. So the audience comes first, then
But the
the
audience
actor.
are human beings as
Yes,
well.
yes,
So you can't have theater without a human being.
absolutely, absolutely. But before you even have a performer on stage, theater has begun. And then we just get better and better theater as we go on from there.
But you have to have a human being to
Yes,
perceive the notion of theater.
yes, absolutely.
There's no way around it.
Nope.
Like you can have a television show without a human being,
Hmm.
right? But you can't have theater without a human being.
This is why I'm not so worried about AI, at least in our profession.
Girl, I'm not.
I mean,
AI who?
there are lots of things to be worried about AI, but, like, they're not coming to take our jobs. Maybe
No.
maybe 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 one of the only jobs that's not going to be taken.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You gotta have people. You gotta have human beings.
Hmm.
And I think that's the other thing that is so good for our industry is that because of this AI phenomena, that people are gonna be turning into live performance a lot more because people will be fatigued by all of the AI inundation.
Hmm.
Yeah. So it's a
This
live
is
performance.
live performance.
Okay, so it has to have it's a human experience of live performance.
Hmm.
A
What?
human
Okay.
experience.
performance. What does that word mean?
Okay, a human experience of live, yeah, performance. So
But what does that mean? Yeah.
means a performance means that because it's not reality, it takes on a performative quality already.
What does performative mean?
Performative means representation of
Human behavior?
human behavior, human likeness, human representation of human aesthetics, human human semiotics, human, you know what I mean? It's got to be, it's essentially has the human being, because you know, because of things like what's Merleau-Ponty? What's his theories? Merleau-Ponty always, my dyslexic brain always goes crazy with it. Merleau-Ponty's work, the
Phen-
physi
phenom-
phenomenology. Thank you.
phenomenology.
Yeah, yeah. So phenomenology. My fucking stuff PHs in my brain. Phenomenology of how human beings automatically perceive things relative to their human experience, whether it be a living thing or an inorganic thing, an object, space. We are constantly uh constantly we are constantly
Adding
um
lots and lots of consonants to words. Yes, we're constantly.
girl constantly we are constantly um uh uh subjective making things subjects of the human experience, right? So we only
Mhm.
are able to recognize it because we identify it through a lens or a gaze or a filter of being human. And
So
if it's
then,
not real,
yeah,
it becomes abstraction of reality. So a performance is an abstraction of reality.
I think I'm just pausing on this performance word more than anything else
I know,
because,
I get it, girl.
like, I'm like, if we're really going to redefine theater here, which I'm loving this. If we're really going to redefine, do we is performance? Do we want that and what possible baggage that has to be in that definition? Because right now I get live and we've got human. And then when we get to performance, it starts to creep back toward our understanding of our current understanding, our Merriam Webster definition of what theater is. Versus if we say experience or behavior or phenomenology,
Or
then
the
it starts to go,
phenomenon through a phenomenon. It's a phenomenon. Performance is a
okay,
phenomenon.
okay. So uh, live, a human, so okay, we'll do this again. Human experience of a live phenomenon told in time and space. No, I don't like that.
Human experience of live phenomenon that I feel like it challenges reality. It it uh interacts with reality, but not being reality. It
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 proposes.
it proposes alternative realities, a
Yeah,
phenomena of altered reality.
I like this a lot better than what Merriam-Webster says it is. I want to go
So
to that
a live human
experience.
experience of phenomena of an alternate reality. Too many ofs. It sounds like Galtney's old writing with
It's
of
a,
which
it's a
for
Galtney.
which of whom. It's a Galtneyism.
Of which, in which.
Okay, write this down so we don't forget it, because we need to
God.
we need to have we need to put this down and
And our
our
mission
new
statement.
and improved mission statement of what theater
Exactly.
is. You're hearing it now,
Exactly.
folks. We're going live. It's hot. It's hot off the presses because we're going nonprofit and we're in the process of reevaluating our mission statement. And so we need to know what theater is. We need to be able to define theater as a company. We have it's in
Yes,
our name.
it is.
The theater of others. We have to know what theater is. What's theater to us? Oh my god, I'm having an existential crisis. Okay, so it's
Okay.
a live human
Ex-
what?
experience.
Experience? Okay.
Hmm.
A live human experience of
Of phenomena.
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 Phenomena. Of unreal phenomena?
No.
What
Phenomena
was
is
that? What was
real.
that? So of phenomena
That points to
that
altered
that something altered realities that we
suggests.
essentially said we said of an alternate reality, but instead of
Yeah.
saying of an alternate, instead of saying of an of alternate realities.
The live human experience of phenomena that proposes, suggests, points to alternate realities.
I think it utilizes it more than anything. It uses
Utilizes.
it utilizes it. Uh you know what
Creates.
it creates, yeah, like it's like a it's an the altered realities are actually the verb, right?
Hmm.
It's alternate reality. You know what I mean? It's like,
Hmm. Hmm.
y'all, do y'all have a word for? I'm talking. I need to talk to the listeners now. If y'all have a word for alternate
Oh no,
reality,
they need to help us out with this. I mean, this is
you
not
need to
just a
send us a
Budi and I
word.
experiment. Exactly.
We need a word, y'all.
This whole episode is a provocation to the audience because if we are proposing a new definition of theater. It can't just be the two of us. It's got to be the
I mean,
people
for
below us got to
real.
contribute.
Where's
Yeah.
the woman? We need women here. We need some non-binaries. We need
I
some
was thinking
indigenous.
I was thinking uh Eleanor Fuchs. You know Eleanor Fuchs.
Hmm.
Uh Amazing dramaturg at Yale. The David Geffen School of Drama
Of drama
at Yale
at Yale.
at Yale. Eleanor Fuchs created this word, or didn't create this word, but redefine this word as world, turning world into a verb, to world something, worlding. And that's what you're suggesting with this alternate realitying, is to
Yeah.
world something.
So alternate worlding or just
Well,
worlding?
I think worlding is an alternate
Okay,
reality.
how's it sound with just how? Okay, so how does it? What does it sound like with just worlding?
Well, it's, this is one of those words that like the live human experience of phenomena that worlds.
People will be like,
Yeah, I
please
know.
get them off the drugs.
Yeah, exactly. I know. We know what it
We're
means, but
worlding
that's
now.
we're worlding.
We're worlding now. So okay, so what is it before the worlding?
The live human experience of phenomena that.
I feel like we should. I think we should leave this up to our listeners.
I'd love to hear. I mean, because
Put
we're
alternate reality in there, just like in parentheses, so we can remember what we wanted to say. But I feel like, and Galtney, where are you? We need you, Galtney. But we need some women. We need some indigenous people. We need some non-binary people. We need queer people. We need your opinions. What is theater?
because we are. I mean, tearing down. We are tearing down this definition. Like we're tearing down these sacred cows of like we don't have anywhere in here that says dramatic literature. We don't have anywhere that says anything about a building. We don't have anywhere in here that says
Mm-mm.
anything about comedy and tragedy masks. Like, I mean, it's like that whole like thing has got to go. It doesn't. It that's it worked really well before, but like going into the 22nd century,
What about to alter reality?
the live human experience of phenomena to alter reality could be, could
Put
be
that down for a possibility. Read it again.
the live human experience of phenomena to alter reality.
So we're saying the phenomena and the experience are there to alter reality. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
Could be, could be, could be.
You don't
I don't
like
think
the
it's there
word
yet.
human.
No, I love human. It's the best part of that. It's the best part of that entire sentence. All the other things I have a little bit of problems with, but I don't think it's
You
there
have a
yet.
problem
But I
with
think we're
experience. You have a problem with experiencing.
no. I think experience is great. I think live is
Awaken,
great.
awaken.
Yeah, I don't. It's not. That's result oriented, and I think that's what a lot of this definition in the past has been about. It's result
Yeah,
oriented. It's
yeah.
it's about play. It's about actor. It's those are results versus what is the process of.
So it's a live experience of phenomena to alter reality.
I can see that.
I can see that. What do y'all think? I need to. I really. I need y'all to call. I feel like Oprah Winfrey right now. Caller, you say what? We have someone on the line. Call in. Call. I feel like we are in Chicago right now, and the phone
Hmm.
lines are ringing, and someone needs to call in and give us their opinion, their point of view. You need to go to speakpipe.com. That backslash Theater Brothers. That's theater with a TRE. Speakpipe.com backslash Theater Brothers. Come on, y'all. We need your opinions. We need your opinions.
This is going to be a year long series. This right here. This is going to be like all year long. So we talked about like what it needs to be. All we've done today is talk about the definition. We haven't even gotten into.
My goodness, seriously. And then also that's also going to be one of our questions to our guests too, because I want to
Mhm.
hear what they have to say as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I absolutely want to know. Like, okay, you say you work in the theater. What does that mean when you're telling people when you're at that dinner party and you're the only artist there and people are asking you what you do? What are you actually meaning when you say those things to somebody? Like what is it that your justification to the world when you're asking for money, when you're talking to people, like what is it that you are meaning that you're actually doing?
Okay, so with our definition, how does our company name fare? So what's the definition of theater from this sentence we just
From
created
this from
together?
this from this rough draft sentence, the
From
live
this rough
human
dress?
experience
Okay. Okay.
the live human experience of phenomena to create alternate realities.
Of others.
I think it
Right? So
works.
because it's like the theater of others, right? So do it again.
Yeah.
Let's say it again.
Okay. The live human experience of phenomena to create alternate realities.
Of others. That
Yeah.
works.
I think it works.
I love it.
It's one of those things where the definition was too specific and therefore it was very exclusionary to so much of what theater actually is, whereas this is broadly specific because like theater's definition before didn't include post-dramatic because it included dramatic literature. It didn't include site-specific things that there's no real actors, there's just kind of dancers or movers. Like all of Punch Drunk's work wouldn't necessarily fit into that. It doesn't include um, street performance art where there's like is like where is the space, what is happening. It's happenings from the 60s and
Mm-hmm.
70s. Like it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
include any, that definition doesn't include, but this I think opens it up more broadly to allow for things that we haven't even thought of yet, things that people are like
Mm-hmm.
just thinking of or just playing with now. All right. I don't think it's
And
perfect yet,
so
but I'm liking it so much
I,
more.
you never think anything is perfect, so I'm not gonna go off of that.
No, I think there's just like a word missing, or like the two, or the create. It's just one word that's just like. But I like
We're
this a
gonna let it
whole lot
simmer.
better. Yeah,
We're
we're
gonna
gonna
let
let
it
it simmer.
simmer. Our listeners are gonna the phone lines are gonna be ringing off the hook.
Yeah,
Stephen Galtney, I'm sure, is gonna have an opinion. He might even send
he
something on
is.
speedpike.com
I
backslash
hope he
theater of
does.
others. That's
I
theater with
hope
a
everybody
TR,
does.
TRE.
Hmm. Yes, I hope everybody does.
And okay, so with that in mind, then where where is the next thing for theater? Where do we go? What does it have to do?
Well, now we talk about the process. We talk about what the process of how theater is made. Then, how do like does theater just happen? No, it's got to be made. There's got to be an effort put into it, because it's the same thing of like, you know, is that art? Well, it's not art until you put a frame around it, until somebody
Right.
says that is art. So like theater, like I could go out and just watch people on the street, but that's not theater because they don't know that they're doing it and nobody has put a frame around that thing. So how does one make the live human experience of
Oh my
phenomena
God.
that creates alternate realities?
But see, now this puts it into a whole nother realm where now we're talking about colonizing because
Hmm,
we're dealing, yeah, because because for example, as you know, Adam Marple, there are no words for theater in Bali.
of course.
There are no words
Well,
for art in Bali.
there there is a word, and I have it on my bicep right
There is a word, jiggly body,
Yeah, jiggly body.
right? Kundalini body. That's theater.
Hmm.
But like they don't, but it's there's no framing for it in the way that you just said. You were saying that like it's not theater until you put a frame around it. It's not art until you put a frame around it. But the framing around it for me now sounds like a colonial decision to give it value because
Okay,
that's
all
what's
right.
right.
All right. So let me back this up then. Let's use Bali as an example then. Um, is what people walking around on the street in Bali theater?
No,
Okay. Why?
but people dancing in the middle of the street for the gods is
So what's the difference between the two? It's the intentionality. So
the
even
audience.
they, the audience, but it's also the performer has put a frame around it. It's that I'm just going to the store versus no, I am performing for the gods. So there's a frame
Yeah,
still,
yeah.
even
Okay,
if the artist puts the frame around it.
okay. So I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you clarified that for me
Yeah.
because when it just felt
Yeah. No, I get it.
because I don't like to be locked into nothing. I need to be
No.
free as a bird, a baby. You know.
Hmm.
So, but I think even so, then it's like this is the this podcast should be called the Nomenclature Podcast because it's all about language, right?
It
It's
really is. So
like
much of it is
framing. Okay,
etymology.
what do you mean
Yeah.
by framing? What do you mean
Yeah.
by framing? Right? It
Yeah.
becomes
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm putting the PhD on. It's like I was always
Let's
questioning now.
so let's stop using frame. And again, some PhD put the word frame, and we just say framing.
Right.
In, intentionality.
Intentionality. Yes, I think that's what it is. Right? There's an intentionality. Right? Because I think the
I
other
intend to be seen. I intend to be seen and to do something versus I'm just going to the store. I don't want anybody to look at me. That's
yeah
not theater, right? I don't want
right.
anybody to look at me. I'm just trying to get to the store. Yeah.
I mean, like the word master teacher. I heard
Mm-hmm.
there was something I was watching something, and someone said he's a master with something the master such and such, and he's like, there's no masters here. To have a master, you have to have a slave, and there's no slaves here, so we can't have a master. I mean that like it just kind of puts it into a whole nother, and we get so used to saying master teacher, master this
Master class.
skill,
Yeah. Yeah.
master class.
Yeah. I hate that part of my CV as well. Master class is taught.
Yeah.
But academia, of course, they understand those
Well,
things.
I think some of them are moving in different directions. At Fitzmaurice Institute, we say lead teacher. We don't say master teacher anymore. Lead
I like that.
teacher.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
we have lead teacher and lead trainers. So I'm a lead teacher and not a master teacher. Um, but it took me a while to decolonize my mind around that word as well, because
Yeah.
I had spent so much of my life to be identified as a master teacher.
Right.
That was a
Exactly.
goal of
Exactly.
my life. You know, I had to be recognized as a master teacher. The whole reason
Hmm.
why, when I started, I was like, I'll know that I made it when people recognize me as a master teacher. And
Yeah.
it's like, and now you want me to change that?
Yeah.
You're gonna take the value away? Like, does that diminish the skills in which that you're able to be called that? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's interesting, and we need. Can we also put on our reading list for um uh today's podcast, uh decolonizing the mind by Goge Wathiango. That is a consummate text. That is a text, y'all, that you need to have in your private library. Decolonizing the mind. It needs to be in your the books that you keep in your library at all times. Decolonizing the Mind by Goge Wathiango. It's spelled Ngoge, but it's pronounced Goge. Um, yeah, because this is the thing. Like, now that the PhD is finished, like, I have all of this, like, I need to read, I need to write vibration. I'm being chased by something. Like, it's not that sense of being chased is gone, but like the curiosity doesn't go away. I used to always think
Yeah.
about, like, how do these people keep writing? Like, aren't you done after a PhD? Like, because it changes your brain, and it changes your adrenaline towards knowledge. And and also because you read so much, you're a better reader. I'm a way better reader. I actually enjoy it. I don't fall asleep and get angry at books anymore because of my dyslexia. But I also have my PDF reader to help me out. Oh, grrr. So and
I
it's
didn't say
reading, and
anything.
it's reading, and it's
I didn't
reading.
say. I didn't say anything.
Yeah, and
I
you need
didn't
to
say.
keep it to yourself. Don't say nothing. Didn't nobody ask
I
you to say
didn't.
nothing, Adam Marple? Keep
I
it to
didn't.
yourself.
I haven't said anything.
Good, but you're turning red, so I know you are saying something.
I'm laughing. Whenever I laugh, I turn red. There's nothing I
It's
can
it's
do
a
about
big
it.
it's a big internal laugh. You're laughing with or at or for,
Yes. Yes.
on, under,
I,
or near.
in
You're laughing in me.
every.
All right, so this is such a huge topic, and I think we should go on break and come back with provocations,
Yes.
because and come back to talking about the future of theater, because once again we're already having problems with the language of it.
Yeah.
Not even the future of theater, like where is the next thing? I think we need to come
Hmm.
back and talk about this, because this is a part one of a part two conversation.
I think it's a part 12 conversation. I think this is a monthly thing
Yeah,
that
it's a monthly
we got to talk
check-in.
about. It's a monthly
Girl,
check-in.
where's theater at this month?
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, so let's take
Yeah.
a break. Does that sound good?
Okay. Yes, we take a break. We come back with provocations, and we tell everybody where we are in the process of what we told them we were going to do for our company goal. So
Ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary conforming individuals, you are listening to the stereo sounds of J.D.B. Jack David Burmeister. Adam, we're back to provocations.
yeah, and I mean, I think we've already said what our provocation is this week, which is it shouldn't just be the two of us defining what theater is. I mean, we can define
Oh
it
my
for
God,
ourselves,
seriously. Yeah,
but we want to hear
seriously.
your words. What are we missing in here? Or, are we on the right path? Or do you have a better word for us? Like, we want a broadly specific definition that will encompass and allow all the things that are happening that we recognize, that we all recognize as theater, but Miss Miriam doesn't recognize as theater,
Miss Miriam
without
do not
having
recognize.
without being exclusionary to all the things that are happening right now. So help us out. Our current definition is the rough draft sentence is the live human experience of phenomena to create alternate realities. What are we
For
missing?
others.
That's just for us.
Of others.
Of which others, when others, are
For
others,
whom the
for
others
others.
of which
Bells
should
toll.
toll.
So help us out. What are we
Yes.
missing?
So
What would
we want
you
to
like the
give us a new
definition to
word, give
be?
us
How
an
do you
idea, send
see
us your definition.
the
Come
definition of
on,
theater?
y'all.
When you
Let's
talk
do
to
this
people and you
together.
say
Let's
you
do
do
this
theater,
together.
what are you
So
what are you
how are
meaning?
we? Well, yeah. What do you call theater? And look, and I want you to take time with it, like we took time with it. Like we did a whole podcast around one word. I mean, just because we're that kind of nerd that we just
We are
can't
very
move.
that kind of nerd.
We can't move past the one word because it just
Mm-mm.
doesn't make sense yet. And this
Nope.
is why it took me 9 years to do a PhD.
Yeah.
Dancing around one word, taksu.
Well,
Yes. So send it to us. And how will we know, Adam Marple, that they've done that?
they're going to go to speakpipe.com/theater of others. Theater with an R-E. Theater of others, all one word. Leave a 90-second voice message there. We will
Mm.
play it on air. And I'm very happy that we got a bunch of responses to our last episode. What their life change of 2024 is going to be. Keep sending those
Keep them
in. We
coming.
want lots.
Keep them
We want
coming.
lots of those because we are definitely going to
Yeah.
do an entire episode just around those.
Yes.
But
Yes.
we want your definition of theater throughout the entire year. Like I said, we're probably going to be spending a lot of time on this year. So we want to hear what your definition would be when you say you're doing theater. What do you mean? So send
And
to speakpipe.com. Yes.
okay, so before we continue with the speakpipe.com and all the other ways that you can access us, what's the latest on our 501c3 efforts?
Well, as of today, we are dissolving the UK company. Only because Christy pointed out we will have to pay taxes if we don't dissolve it today. So we're going to dissolve the UK portion of that, so we don't have to pay taxes on something that we've not made any money in the UK
Yeah.
from. But we will be moving forward with the 501c3 in the United States. We just have to have a meeting, and the holidays have been a little difficult for us all to find a time to
Stephen
meet.
Galton
So
is ready. Stephen Galton is on us. He's ready. And
I'm
he's
ready
ready to come
too.
and podcast around it as well. So
We're
keep
all
an ear
ready.
out for it. We're working on it. We're moving forward. We're moving forward
Yeah,
step by step.
that's right.
Step
Absolutely.
by step. Ooh,
Ooh,
baby.
baby.
Gonna get to you, girl.
You can also
Gonna
send us an
get that
email.
501c31.
You can
Where
also
can we
send an
send an email?
email to podcast at Theater of Others. We are also on
Mm.
Instagram, Facebook, our
We're on the gram,
website.
y'all.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And all these things that we've got coming up, all of our own goals and your
I got a
goals
workshop coming up. I got
and
a
a
workshop coming
workshop
up.
and your definitions of theater. The only way you're going to know about these things are if they do what, Budi?
They need to subscribe. Because we come to your inbox week, baby.
That's right.
Week for how many years? 5 seasons.
5 seasons.
5 seasons.
We just started.
Week.
Yeah, we've just started season
We are on
5.
season 5. Season 5. Season 5.
208, 9 episodes. Yeah.
Girl, we are starting season 5. That's my favorite number, girl.
Is it?
That's my favorite number, girl. Just like my Uber driver, you can give me 5 stars. I give you 5 stars. Season 5, 5 stars, 5 stars. Season 5, 5. It is a win, 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 win. You better win game. It's all about winners, baby. It is all about winners. Oh, and if you really love us, you can give us a comment because you can say like, "Oh my God, this podcast is incredible." I have never experienced a podcast like this before in my entire life, and I just need to write. I need to sit down and give a comment.
Mm,
I need to
mm,
give them 5.1 stars. They're
mm,
just that
mm,
good. Because when you do
do
that,
I.
we go right into the algorithm and we start locking into new worlds,
Mm,
places we've never gone before.
mm.
And then
Alternate
the al-
realities. Alternate realities.
alternate realities. We go into alternate realities, y'all. And once we in those alternate realities, once we get into the alternate realities, we leave the top 5% of the world and we go to the first 1% of the world. And if we go to the first 1% of the world, you know who's coming, y'all. I'm serious. If we go 1% in the world, top 1%, you know who's coming. You know who's coming. Who's coming at a Marple?
Oprah.
Oprah. Okay. I'm telling you, she
She's
likes
already
number
promised.
ones. She likes number ones, y'all.
Yeah.
Oprah likes number ones. Oprah likes number ones. Okay? And if we get Oprah, you know who's coming right after Oprah?
Mm-hmm.
Beyonce.
The Virgo.
The Virgo. Okay? Exactly. And when you get the Virgos on the line, you know who follows the Virgos. You know who follows the Virgos.
Mm-hmm. Michelle Obama.
And who does that? Michelle Obama, right? Okay. So it is a win-win, y'all. It's like you can see it happening live here on the podcast. Oh,
That's right.
oh my God! You have been drinking a lot.
No, not today. I haven't. I'm not drinking anymore. He said for the 8,000th
No,
time.
you still have it in your system. That's why you're blushing so much. You don't get this red this quickly.
I don't know. Maybe. Who knows?
You have been getting pink. You've been pink this entire podcast. It's adorable. It's look, you're so red right now. It's so adorable. Everyone has to go to the YouTube and watch because you won't be able to see my beautiful t-shirt and Adam's beautiful red face.
Okay.
So I'll see your beautiful red face next week.
That's right. Yes.
Yep. Yes. Week. I love you.
Always, without fail. Love you too.
And for y'all, we'll be in your inbox because you subscribe next week. Bye!
Thanks for joining us this week on the Theater Brothers podcast. Make sure to visit our website, theaterbrothers.org, where you can subscribe to the show in iTunes, Stitcher, or via RSS, so you'll never miss a show. While you're at it, if you found value in this show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes. Or if you'd simply tell a friend about the show, that would help us out too. A special thank you to Purple Planet for the music you've heard. The Theater Brothers creates a shared community of artists and audiences for the purposes of exploring the most profound issues of our lives and times. We believe the play watches the audience. The audience is necessary and they are witness to what happens. And you get to be witness to us making that happen. The purpose of this podcast is to open up our process and let you in. We're peeling back the curtain, so to speak, and encouraging you to follow along, to ponder, prod, and question, to join us and criticize us if need be. Being a witness is no passive task and requires much from you. Are you up for the journey? Be sure to tune in next week for our next journey.